Hello, I'm Butch Hill, and welcome to HDcast. And I'm sitting here with Jessica, and Jessica, by the way, she works for Betts. What we want to talk about is kind of the younger generation right now, and recruiting. That's really what I want to talk about, is recruiting the younger generation, getting them involved in this industry. So let's talk about that a little bit. Tell me your take on that.
Absolutely. I think it's super important. Obviously, this is an industry that's been around forever, right? We have a lot of seasoned professionals in the industry at this time, but a lot of them will soon be on their way out. So I believe it's super important to start bringing in the next generation, teaching them, giving them
Absolutely.
That knowledge. And
Yeah.
that starts not just from the leadership, but from our teams, in the branches. Again, we're fortunate enough to have seasoned veterans that have been doing this for 50 plus years.
Oh, yeah.
From diesel mechanics to salesmen. And the knowledge that they have, a lot of these students can't learn in school. It's getting that real world experience. So
Right.
us bringing in those, whether they're fresh out of school or they just want to join this industry and they don't have necessarily a degree, but getting that knowledge from our team, that's invaluable, right?
Yeah.
It's super important to get that experience from our team members.
Well, and I think the hidden thing about this industry is if whatever type of job you want, you can do it in this industry. I mean, I guess when you talk about, I'm going to work in the heavy duty industry, the facade that comes with that is you start thinking of the old days when it was very rough and greasy and a bad environment maybe where the truck's being repaired. But you think of the repair side where you don't have to really think of the repair side. There's so many different things that you could be doing. Anybody could be doing in this industry. Speaking of that, what do you do exactly for Betts?
So I'm the talent acquisition manager with Betts Truck Parts and Service. So I recruit for all of our branches. We have 8 locations on the West Coast,
Okay.
and we're looking for diesel mechanics, technicians, as well as the service side. So that's service writers, advisors, outside sales, delivery drivers. As you said, there's so many different roles.
Right.
It's not just when people think of the heavy duty, they automatically think working on trucks.
Yeah.
That's not all we do.
No.
We have an administrative role, sales roles, marketing.
Yeah.
We're a very multifaceted type of business, and we're a very well-oiled machine. We have a lot of team members, and we can't do what we do without everyone at every level.
Well, I've heard high marks on what you do, and that's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you.
So how do you, let's say, out of one of those 8 locations, location number 4 says, hey, we're looking for a XYZ job for somebody. What's the first step that you do? How do you start to market that or go after that?
So for me, it's definitely what I call a recruiting huddle. So I meet with the team, we discuss what their requirements are, what they're looking for. All of our branches are unique, and every manager is very unique in what they look for.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has their own experience, what they
Right.
believe would make someone successful. So connecting with them to really understand what they're looking for so that I'm ensuring I'm targeting the right talent, the right candidate. That's the first step. From there, I'm creating the job postings on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Indeed, those huge job search platforms,
yeah.
posting that so we can receive applications. But I'm not, with the talent shortage, not just in our industry, but just overall, it's so important that we are aggressive in the sense where we're reaching out to candidates as well. We're
Yeah.
sourcing in our industry is literally reaching out to candidates. You're not just waiting for them to apply
Yeah.
or come to you.
Right.
With this current market and it being so competitive, the candidates are like, hey, you come to me.
Yeah.
You reach out to me. That's how it is. So I do a lot of that, sourcing, the legwork in that sense where I'm identifying the talent.
Instagram get involved with that? Or
We do have an Instagram page, but
Yeah.
I would say that, our most successful platforms are definitely like LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Indeed. That's
Right.
where I would say I have the most success. But there's a lot of great talent, and sometimes a lot of people in our industry, especially the mechanics, they don't have the best looking resumes. They're pretty basic, pretty to the point, but I see something and I just say, hey, I'm going to reach out, have
Yeah.
that initial screening,
Right.
make that connection, and then from there I present them to my team and I coordinate the interview. So I'm managing the entire process from start to finish.
Gotcha.
But continuing to cultivate the relationship with that candidate until they become a team member. And then once they're a team member, retention's important too. We think about hiring. Let's keep the people we're hiring.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And what do we do to keep them?
To keep them, yeah.
There's a lot to be done in that sense because, again, it's a very competitive market.
So do you ever have any, like, for each location or a location? I mentioned that location 4 was looking for somebody, we'll say. For an example here, do you ever have a job board program, something going on in that area, in that zone for that?
Absolutely. So we do have materials that they can post on job boards, but I created like a postcard. So when you walk into our branches, any location, you'll see a postcard now hiring.
Gotcha.
Mechanics, outside sales,
or
inside sales.
Yeah.
And everything's all about technology now, right?
Yeah.
So before it was like, here's paper application. Now it's like, here's a QR code. Scan it, or there's our website. So just making it easier for our candidates to, access our, actual careers page so they can view all of our openings. Just making it easier for them. And then again, more visible. We're always hiring. We're always looking for talent. And I think it's important for the communities we serve to know that, hey, we have opportunities for you. Yeah. And just making it more visible.
Well, and that's the key, making it more visible. That's a full-time job, obviously.
That's why I'm here. Yes.
Well, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for shedding a little light on this. Thank you for watching HDcast, and tune in some of the other ones. Check those out, and appreciate you. See you again.